My girlfriend is been cutting herself and slitting her wrists.
Warning: the Rocket Radio Show may cause sudden urges to urinate, blindness, erectile dysfunction, or a sudden urge to jump up and down and wet your pants.
Because he's black! Get over it! Get over it! The president's black! Okay, we have a black president! Get over it! Get over it! I'll say it again with emphasis. Black! Okay, we have a black president! Get over it! Get over it! Because he's black! Okay, we have a black president! The president's black! I'll say it again with emphasis. Black! Get over it! Get over it! Get over it! Because he's black! The president's black! Okay, we have a black president! Because he's black! The president's black! I'll say it again with emphasis. Black! Because he's black! Get over it! Get over it! The president's black! Because he's black! Okay, we have a black president! Get over it! Get over it! The president's black! I'll say it again with emphasis. Black! Because he's black! Because he's black! Because he's... Okay, we have a black president! Because he's black! Get over it! Get over it! The president's black! Because he's black! Okay, we have a black president! Get over it! Get over it! The president's black! I'll say it again with emphasis. Black! Because he's black! Because he's black! Because he's... Okay, we have a black president! Because he's black! Get over it! Get over it! The president's black!
He has white grandparents and he had a white mother.
The president's black! Because he's black! I'll say it again with emphasis. Black! Okay, we have a black president! The president's black! Because he's black! The president's black! Because he's black! Okay, we have a black president! Get over it! Get over it! The president's black! Because he's black! Okay, we have a black president! Get over it! Get over it! The president's black! I'll say it again with emphasis. Black! Right.
But my word, I am an African Swedish American.
So what color are you?
American.
What color is your skin?
American.
Oh, American skin, I see.
Everybody's an American if you are a legal
Okay,
American.
we have a
you're
black
American.
president.
Well, I think,
So-
okay.
And I really got a kick out of you when the callers you had just recently. I was called years ago, about 10 years ago, a bleeding heart liberal.
Mm-hmm.
And I was aghast. I couldn't believe it.
Why?
Because I now listen to you and I know what a bleeding heart liberal really is.
And it's me, right?
Well,
I'm a bleeding heart liberal. I'm proud to be a bleeding heart liberal. My heart bleeds.
I know.
My heart bleeds liberal, democratic blue. I mean, you know, I'm very proud of that.
I do have one question before you take me off, but
Yes, sir.
you did about a month ago. I called and I asked Obama's birth certificate, and you said there was a site. I have looked, and all I find are Adobe made-up copies of his
Oh, really?
birth
So, in other words, you don't
certificate.
believe he released his birth certificate?
I cannot find a valid birth
Swede, if that your name isn't Swede, that's your nationality,
Yeah.
right?
No, it's Swedberg.
Oh, Swed. Okay.
So they all call me Swede.
So, you're a birther, huh?
I guess I am.
You really don't believe I mean, I can't believe I'm sitting here in August of 2013 and talking to you or anybody else about a belief that the president's birth certificate is not real and questioning where he was born. I can't believe we're still having this conversation.
I know,
This is
believe
insane.
Believe it, there are hundreds of thousands, if not millions of us, and we
There
do
are not hundreds of thousands of you, sir. There are crackpots like yourself who can't accept that a black president was born in the United States.
He's not black.
All right, here we go again. Okay, he's not black. Okay.
What is his maternal grandparents?
All right, he's not black. He's polka dotted. This polka dotted president.
He is a socialist.
Get out of here. Get out of
He
here.
was born and brought up as a socialist.
I was born in.
The aftermath of a U.S. drone attack in Yemen's Baida province. The government says those who were killed in the raid were militants. But locals dispute the claim and say the victims were innocent civilians. Nearly 60 people were killed in the south of the country over Friday and Saturday. The government says its forces were responsible for some of the attacks. Locals dispute that claim too.
Last night at 8:30 in the evening, Americans bombed the valley and killed 17 people. 17 innocent people who did not deserve to die.
More deaths were reported on Sunday as U.S. drone attacks claimed the lives of 3 more people in Abyan province. Reports say several missiles hit an area in the city of Jar. Witnesses say a U.S. drone and 2 F-16 warplanes were spotted in the area before the attack. The wave of attacks comes after Washington stepped up its use of drones in the region. The attacks on Yemen's soil come despite a change in the leadership of the country. Washington, along with its ally Saudi Arabia, recently backed a Persian Gulf Cooperation Council initiative which saw longtime dictator Ali Abdullah Saleh relinquishing power to his deputy, Field Marshal Abd Rabbuh Mansour Hadi. Hadi went on to win a single-candidate election and is now the country's new president. Yemen is not the only country targeted by U.S. drones. The unmanned aircraft are also used in Pakistan and Somalia. Washington claims the airstrikes target militants. However, they have mostly resulted in civilian casualties.
Columbine. Virginia Tech.
Tucson,
Aurora.
Fort Hood, Oak Creek, Newtown,
Newtown.
Newtown,
Newtown.
How many more? How many more?
How many more colleges? How many more classrooms?
Okay, I can understand why people like that.
How many more movie theaters?
How many more houses of faith?
Yeah, that's gangster style.
How many more shopping malls?
Let's kill it. You talking to me, bitch?
Easy there, fella.
Okay. My arm!
How many more street corners?
How many more?
How many more?
Enough.
Enough. Enough. Enough.
Demand a plan.
Right now. As a mom.
As a dad. As a friend. As a husband.
As a wife.
As an American.
As an American.
As an American.
As a human being.
For the children of Sandy Hook.
No more lists of names. It's not too soon.
It's too late.
Now is the time.
What do I do?
Before we all know someone who loved someone on that list.
No more lists.
No more.
Who they might have been. No more.
If we had just done something yesterday. It's time.
We can do better than this.
We can do better than this.
It's time.
Back the fuck up!
It's time.
It's time for our leaders to act.
Demand a plan. Right now.
Right now.
You! Demand it!
Enough.
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 You know, my father was born in Russia, so was my father a communist?
Yeah, but you're not Muslim.
Well, neither is he.
Well, he does love the sound of it.
So, Swed, in your opinion, we have a president who's a illegal alien and a Muslim
sympathizer
socialist.
At the
and you actually claimed that you were a liberal at one time.
I know, and I couldn't believe it.
No, you were never a liberal. I never want you to be anything I ever was.
Really?
Yeah.
Why, you made my day.
All right, thank you, Clint Eastwood. Thank you very much.
You have a good afternoon.
You too, sir. Love you.
Bye-bye.
We are at 8. I can't believe it. I mean, I am still getting phone calls from people saying that the president is a Muslim socialist who wasn't born here and doesn't believe his birth. He couldn't anywhere online find the president's birth certificate. No PDF file, nowhere. Because, if you Google birth certificate Obama, you're not going to actually see his birth certificate, right? But he didn't release it. It was a phony. Just ask Donald Trump. How would a respectable billionaire like Donald Trump, who's such a great businessman by his own admission, how could he possibly, a man that successful in business, believe that the president wasn't born here? I mean, if you have established, respectable people like Donald Trump saying it, it's got to be true, right? Because he wouldn't mislead anybody. Not like he has another agenda. I sit here, ladies and gentlemen, and I grieve for what, in some cases, this country has become. I grieve for the reaction to this black president. I grieve that my fellow Americans, some of them like that last caller, are so ignorant and so blind because they will not see. Or should I say, to be politically correct, sightless. because they will not see. No matter how many, time and time again, you had these birthers begging the president, please, Mr. President, we'll believe, just release it. Release the birth certificate. Release the long form or the short form, whichever one he hadn't yet released. And he finally does. And then you don't believe him. It's photoshopped. It's not the real. So, could you please tell me, what does he have to do at this point? Microfiche of 2 Hawaiian newspapers 2 weeks after his birth that printed have a record of his birth at a Hawaiian hospital is not good enough. Did they go back and alter the microfiche years later? Did they call it into Hawaii from Kenya, knowing one day he'd run for president? So they placed it in a Hawaiian newspaper to build a story about this Manchurian candidate that was being groomed by communists to one day take over the United States. Right?
Please be advised, the Rocket Radio Show may cause sudden bursts of excitement.
Hey. What are you up to? Well, aren't you strange? Everything's okay. Now, what could be your malfunction? Oh, drugs. We all have our vices. Listen, why don't I take you home and get you cleaned up? What do you think? Well, you're a tough customer, but you got yourself a deal. Come on. Stiff as a feather, light as a board. Wasn't that just precious? Let's just close these right up. There we go. Could use some Febreze right now. Hey! You want to play dress up? I'll be right back. There we go. I got you. You're gonna feel better in no time. I'm having fun. Awkward. And almost done. You are looking good. Oh. You woke up. Okay, well, what I was doing was just a few makeup adjustments here, and I cut your hair. Hey, take a look. This mirror. No need to freak out. I just had a little accident with the scissors. One time. Cut your hair a little bit. Oh, you're gonna cry. You're gonna cry. You're gonna be super sad. Life didn't work out the way I wanted it to. You're gonna cry. You're gonna cry. I think I'll call you Harley. Harley Quinn. You gonna cry? You gonna cry? You gonna be super sad? You like all my life didn't work out how I wanted.
One other thing, kind of a little screwed up fetish again. I like to wear diapers.
Yeah, that's perfectly normal, perfectly healthy. What are you, about 18 months old, or how old are you? Emily?
Yeah.
You're 14?
My mom is a former methamphetamine addict, and she just got...
Normal, perfectly healthy. Go ahead.
The U.S. government now laying out its legal argument for killing American citizens overseas without a trial. But what about targeting people on U.S. soil? Can they now kill American citizens inside the country? The head of the FBI, when asked about that on Capitol Hill yesterday, stumbled around on this.
Does that only apply to U.S. citizen that's overseas, or does that apply to U.S. citizen that's here?
I'd have to go back. I'm not certain whether that was addressed or not.
So that we have clarity here, he is not certain whether it was addressed, whether our government can kill our own people inside our own country. This really needs to be addressed. We can't just answer this question. No, the government doesn't kill our own people. We have a process for this. It's called the justice system. You file charges, you lock them up, you try them before a jury of their peers, and then that's how. They don't kill our own people! Judge! The question is, can they kill our own citizens inside our own country?
Well,
this is a question we have to ask.
It's not a question that we should have to ask, and it's not a question that he should have evaded answering. I think he probably knows that the answer is no, but he doesn't want to frustrate his bosses, who articulated just 2 days earlier that the answer is yes, because in a speech on Tuesday at Northwestern University Law School, the Attorney General of the United States manifested extraordinary ignorance of the Constitution of the United States and suggested the president can kill anybody he wants outside the United States if that person is dangerous, if that person has committed crimes, and if it's impractical to arrest that person. Not in the opinion of a jury, but in the opinion of the president and some secret advisors. The Constitution says to the contrary. The Constitution says if the government wants your life or your liberty or your property, it has to articulate to a jury what law you have violated and prove its case beyond a reasonable doubt to that jury. It's called due process. Without due process, the government could take anything it wanted and kill anybody it wanted, and Attorney General Holder ought to know that. I suggest that Bob Mueller does, and the reason he evaded that answer is because he wants to keep his job.
Well, you heard what Eric Holder said. He said there is due process, but there is not due something or other.
Judicial process.
Not judicial process.
What the Attorney General said, let me make his argument. His argument is that there is a substituted form of due process. That if the president and his advisors carefully consider the danger of a human being and conclude that that human being needs to be stopped before that person causes any more danger, then the president can kill him. That's their argument. There is no case law that stands for that. There is no statute that authorizes it, and it directly defies the Fifth Amendment to the Constitution.
Sounds like a crime against humanity. What's the difference between that and what Bashar al-Assad is doing to his own people? What is the difference?
Nothing. What's the difference between killing somebody, an American with a drone in Yemen, and killing an American with a drone in Peoria? Nothing. Right. Same argument that Eric Holder made at the Northwestern Law School on Tuesday about al-Awlaki in Yemen could be made about somebody in Peoria tomorrow.
You make an illegal lane change in Hollywood on the 101 freeway, and a drone will just shoot you out of the sky and bury you.
Well, I don't know that it's going to
I don't know either, but who'd have thought we'd ever get to hear?
Who would have thought that we'd even be having a conversation like this? That the head of the FBI would hesitate to answer a question that is so imbued in our history and our law and our values, due process precedes punishment, that he can't answer that in public.
And we're worried about contraception.
Correct. We do not have our priorities straight. The last time the federal government claimed that it could kill Americans was in the Civil War. And even Lincoln said it could only be done during combat. This federal government, this administration says it can kill Americans when they're riding with their children in a car in a desert.
How's it going, Alan?
How's it going?
Yeah, this is the Supreme Master of the United States of the Universe calling.
Another very bad sounding cell phone. There should be a law against this.
Yeah,
You're very, very muffled. Go ahead.
Kind of a plastic brick phone. Anyway, that previous caller who was calling about the Obama birth certificate is really disappointing.
Yeah.
Really, because, the birth certificate that Obama released, it's not his birth certificate.
I can't believe we're still talking about this.
Let's be honest. That was not his birth certificate.
By the way, he had an American mother. How is he not? How is he even elite? How is he even illegitimate as a president or presidential candidate? Because his mother was American.
Alan, what he released in 2011 was not his birth certificate. It was a certificate of live birth. It's very different.
All right, and what about what he released? No, he released that in 2009, 2010. What he released in 2011 was the long-form birth certificate. So, are you telling me you doubt that he released his actual birth certificate? He's released two versions of it.
I just want to see the document. I want
you don't believe it. You don't believe it. So wait a minute. You just turned birther on me. You just went birther in the middle of this phone call. What happened to you?
Hey, I want to see Ted Cruz's birth certificate too. This is not a racist issue.
Ted Cruz released his birth certificate too, but Ted Cruz was born in Canada. You really question whether Obama was born in Hawaii or not? You question?
I don't question it. I just want a mailed copy.
Why? What other president has ever been asked for his birth certificate?
Because it will give.
Why do you think this president? Why do you think Elliot? Why do you think this president and no other president has been asked for a birth certificate? Why do you think that is?
Because he had a foreign father.
Because he's black. Because he's black. Okay, we have a black president. Get over it. Get over it. The president's black. I'll say it again with emphasis. Black! Can you dig it? We have a black president. But he's half white. He's black! The color of his skin is black. He's a black president. He's a black president who spent time in Indonesia as a child. He's a black president who had a black father who was born Muslim but became non-religious. And the black president himself chose Christianity and went to a Christian church for years in Chicago. And for those people who don't believe he's a Muslim, they think he went to the wrong Christian church because it was a black church. I am outraged by the level of racism here. I am outraged. I am outraged that we are sitting here months later still talking about the president's birth certificate. What is the matter with you people? What is the matter? No, seriously, what is the matter with you people? I want to know. Is there anybody sane listening to this show? Now, that guy who called up, didn't he initially at the beginning of the call, which they're talking about this in our chat room now at Allen.com, didn't he originally act with amazement that people were talking about the birth certificate, and then he went birther during the call? I really... Ted Cruz is given a pass. You know why? He's white, born in Canada, and his mother was American. And because his mother was American, he's claiming he's an American citizen and American by birth. Well, then so's President Obama, no matter where he was born, because his mother is American. Don't make me lose my voice before the end of this show. Why are we still talking about this? Why are there still nutballs bringing this up? You know why? I'll tell you why. It's race. You can't accept a black president. If you have a triple-digit IQ, my number is 877-367-2526. 877-4M. I would love to hear from some people who are within range of seemingly normal, who have views somewhere within the context of the left-right paradigm without going off the deep end. Is that possible? Does that ask him too much? Really? Not only do we question his birth, we question his religion, whether he's an American, he's foreign, whether he thinks like an American. And you guess he's black! That's why! We've never had this about a white president. Ever! We've never treated a white president like this. Ever! Let us go to Joey in Ridgewood, New Jersey. Hello.
Hey, you should calm down.
Thanks for the advice.
Yes, you should calm down. Let me just ask you this. The difference between Ted Cruz and Obama is that Ted Cruz was honest about his birth certificate.
Wait a second. What do you mean, Obama? Wait, hold on. Wait, Joey. Wait, Joey, hold on a second. Are you telling me that President Obama has lied about his birth?
Well, I mean, that wasn't the first time that he lies about something.
No. Are you telling me you question his birth?
Of course.
You really are not sure that he was born in the United States?
I am 100% sure.
You're 100% sure of what?
He's not,
You're 100% sure that he was not born in the United States?
He's American because his mother...
Where was he born? Where was he born? Where was he born?
Let me ask you this.
Where was he born?
In Kenya.
He was born in Kenya. All right, here's the deal, pal.
His grandmother said that.
All right, sir. Joey! You have to prove he was born in Kenya. Prove it!
Yeah, his mother said that.
His mother never said that!
Yeah,
never said it!
Grandmother.
Goodbye. I can't do it. I'm going to lose my head. I'm going to lose my mind talking to these people. Brian in Corpus Christi, Texas. Hello, Brian.
Hello.
What are you, cooking an egg there? Frying bacon?
Frying bacon?
Yeah, what's going on?
I'm calling about the conversation we had about...
You have a terrible connection once again.
Tell you what, I'll call back.
Okay, thank you. We're going to make sure these connections are decent. I mean... I thought the guy was making bacon in his apartment or house or wherever he lives. I'm literally going out of my mind here. Where do you people get this? I mean, what would the president have to do? Release a third birth certificate? What would he have to do to convince these nutballs that he's an American? We've never had a white president questioned about his birth, about his citizenship, about what country he has allegiance to? Because your name is Bush? Because your name is Clinton? Or because your name is, Adams? Or Washington, it's okay. But it's not okay if your name is Barack Hussein Obama. You've got to be some kind of Manchurian candidate who was sent here by the commies or was kind of groomed. They knew from the birth that they would groom him to be president, so they sent to Hawaii announcement of his birth so we could look back 40-some-odd years later and say, yeah, back then it was in Hawaii and it was on microfiche, but it was all set up. We'll come right back and take some phone calls in just a moment. We ask only name and town before we put you on the air, and that's why we get what we get, but it's kind of fun, isn't it? 877-367-2526. Brian in Corpus Christi, Texas.
I'm back. Can you
You're
hear
back.
me?
We hear you now. Go ahead.
All right, no eggs. I can't believe you're still having these conversations about voter ID. It's funny, we never had these conversations before. But anyway, I called to talk about these birthers issues. It's driving me crazy.
It's driving me nuts. I'm out of my mind.
If let me understand this right. Ted Cruz, who I know you already spoke about, he was born out of the country.
He was born in Canada.
He's eligible. Right, he's eligible because his mother is a U.S. citizen.
Right.
Barack Obama's mother was a U.S. citizen.
Right.
So what difference does it make where the hell he was born? If Ted Cruz can be born in Canada and be eligible, how can Barack Obama...
Because he's black.
Well, of course, that's the real reason. But, you know...
Well, let's call it what it is. It's because he's black.
That's right. It's the same with the voter ID issue. It came about because of a black person. And I would love for conservatives to explain to me the difference between Ted Cruz's eligibility and Barack Obama's.
Yeah, I'm waiting to hear that one.
Were American citizens.
I'm waiting to hear. And why do you believe that what Ted Cruz put out was his birth certificate, but what Obama did on 2 different occasions is somehow a Photoshop?
Well, because Ted Cruz is white. He wouldn't lie.
Of course.
It's ludicrous.
You know, white people wouldn't lie to you, but black people would, right?
Yes, it works, Alan. Anyway, that's all I wanted to say.
All right, glad you called back. Thank you for the non-crackling phone.
All right, bye.
Oh, there it goes again. More bacon. All right, we are at 877-4-ALAN, 877-367-2526.
Alan, you're wrong, and full of crap as usual.
There's no limit to your opinion.
What are you talking about anyways? I just turned you on.
Alan Golds.
Alan comes to go to Ryan in Nampa, Idaho. Hello, Ryan.
Hey, Alan, I'm pretty pissed off here, man.
Why are you pissed off, man?
Wow, I just can't believe that birtherism is so alive and well.
Unbelievable.
And, if it isn't about Obama's birth certificate, then he's a gay Muslim, or he's a closet communist, or Frank Marshall Davis was his father.
Right.
It just never ends with these guys.
They're out of their mind.
I can't. It's blatant racism, and they can't see it. I don't understand. To me, it doesn't. I know President Obama's American citizen, but even if he wasn't, it wouldn't matter to me because he's 10 times the president that President Bush ever was.
Well, it matters to the Constitution, but the fact is, why is it okay for Ted Cruz to have be born in Canada and have a American mother so he can be president, but Barack Obama had an American mother? But he can't be president, even though he's proved he's born in the United States.
It's a complete double standard, Alan. And with this voter ID still on the subject, I mean, why don't they just call it what it is, an effort to suppress Democratic votes?
Because they won't admit it. They won't admit to their racism. They won't admit to their devious behavior.
But they have admitted
and they have admitted in Pennsylvania. Here's the guy who is the majority leader of the Pennsylvania House, Mike Tarzai. Here's what he said.
Voter ID, which is going to allow Governor Romney to win the state of Pennsylvania. Done.
Here's Robert Gleason, the head of the Republican Party in Pennsylvania.
Think about this. We cut Obama by 5%, which was big. A lot of people lost sight of that. He won. He beat McCain by 10%, and he beat Romney by 5%. I think that probably photo ID had helped a bit in that.
That's what they're trying to do.
And on top of that, you've got all these conservatives coming out trying to shine a spotlight on this Australian kid. Now, this is a tragedy. Don't get me wrong. I mean, this disgusts me as well. But it's to your point earlier. It's like you have to go out of your way to find a white kid who was attacked because you're upset about the media coverage of the Trayvon Martin.
Right, and you got to find a black perpetrator and a white victim to make yourself feel better about being white.
It never ends. When are you going to have Donald Trump on your show, Alan?
He was on the show once, and I doubt he'll come back. But, I'm of two minds about that. On one hand, he's a great guest. He makes great copy. He's entertaining to hear and to talk to. But on the other hand, the more people that put him on, the more he spreads this crap that he's doing. So
yeah, that's true. I thought it would be really entertaining.
We had him on at the height of his birther stuff the last time around. He got mad at me because I kept pressing him on it, and he almost hung up on me. Don in Hasbrook Heights, New Jersey.
Hello.
Hello, Don.
How you doing, Alan? I got to ask you something.
Yes, sir.
I hear how nice you talk to the people that agree with you and Obama. You talk real nice with them. But
I talk nice to people that disagree with me, depending upon how they come on to me.
Something I don't like. Are you going to be as nice and gentle with me as you are?
It depends. It's all about. Here's a little. But Don, let me just ask me a question. Can I answer?
It's your show, and you got the mic.
But you just asked me a question.
I know everybody talks.
But you just asked me a question. You want me to answer it?
No. I'm not done. I didn't ask you.
Okay. All right. Go ahead.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Carter was white. Wasn't Carter white? He was a horse's ass.
Who is white?
It was Carter.
Or Jimmy Carter?
Wasn't he white?
Still is.
Nut grower. Wasn't he white?
Who?
Carter.
Oh, Jimmy.
President Carter.
Carter. Okay.
You remember him?
Yeah, I remember. I've been
memory. Was he white?
Still is.
Was he a jerk?
No, not to
It
me.
wasn't a joke?
Not to me.
But then that means that him and Obama, two of the worst presidents ever in this country. You
Really?
like them both?
I like them both, yes.
I think that what's wrong with this country are people like the last two callers you had and you.
What's wrong with why am I wrong? What's wrong with this country?
What's wrong with it?
Why am I what's wrong with this country?
Down, Alan.
Because
Don't
what?
you get it? Don't you get it? You got mothers marrying sons. It's okay with you.
But what mother? Wait. What mothers are marrying sons?
It's okay with you.
Wait a minute. Sir, excuse me, Don. Hold on. Let's try to have a peaceful two-way conversation. Where are mothers marrying sons, and when have I ever talked about that?
I'm talking about gay marriage.
That's not mothers marrying sons. What are you talking about? Gay marriage is mothers marrying sons?
Can't they? If a guy can marry a guy, why can't a guy marry his dog?
I don't care. Well, because a dog, Don, a dog can't. Don, I'm trying to talk with you. You ask a question, Don. You ask a question, and I'm trying to respond. Why can't a man marry his dog? Don, you want to have a two-way conversation?
Go ahead.
You ask why a man can't marry his dog. A dog can't consent.
Oh, I've heard him say bow wow.
Yeah.
Bow wow wow.
Well, maybe the dog consented for you.
Now, is that supposed to be a slur on me, Alan?
No, it's a joke, sir. Lighten up, pal. When I say light up, I'm not talking about the color of your skin.
I can do.
Huh?
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 What's the matter with you, Alan? Everything that's wrong in this country, you seem to agree with.
Why? Well, like what?
Everything. When you're on TV, you got 6 people talking. You're the only one that disagrees with the other.
That's because I'm on with 5 people who don't agree with me.
But there's a lot of people in this country who don't agree.
Right.
If it wasn't for food stamp people and welfare, you would have nobody.
Don, do you want to only talk to people you agree with?
Alan, I've been in this country a lot longer than you.
I hope so.
Believe me. I've been in the service. Believe me.
Congratulations. Can't use that language on the air, pal. You can't use that kind of language. You can't use that kind of language on the air.
Well, are we on the air? I
Yes.
thought I was calling you at your house.
Yeah, you're calling me at my house.
Oh, excuse me. What did I say? Is that a
You thought you were calling my house?
Oh, God. Let me get
Are you always such a potty mouth?
Nobody cares.
Are you always such a potty mouth?
First on the air. Ooh. But then again, like Hillary said, what difference does it make? Unless it was her husband or her son or daughter, then it would make a difference.
You're a lovely human being, Don.
Oh, I know, Alan. I've been told that by so many.
I bet if we went out and had a beer, we'd have a good time.
If we went out and had a beer, I'd make you pay for it.
I'd be happy to buy you a beer.
On your food stamps that you get from Obama.
Oh, yeah, he sends me food stamps because I'm a big lib.
You know what, Alan? In Hawaii, $61,000 a year on food stamps.
So you believe all those right-wing talking points, huh? Do you believe everything the right-wingers tell you?
Why does it work? Why work?
Because
Obama's giving it to you so he can get your votes.
He's giving it to you, pal.
Don't you see?
Why are you so angry?
No, I'm right.
What are you so angry about?
Why? Because I've seen America going down the toilet. That's why. You know what? If you love your country and you've seen it go down the toilet, Alan, you do something about it.
I love my country, and that's why.
You don't just sit there and hide behind Obama's friggin' skirts. You don't do that. Please, Alan. You're afraid of the guy.
Yeah, okay.
Nothing.
Right, man.
Nothing.
You have no respect for this president, do you?
Not a bit.
Is this what you teach your kids? Is this how you teach your kids to respect the office of the presidency?
You know what? They said the devil's greatest thing is that he convinced people he didn't exist. This guy is just like him. He's a liar. A liar. They talk about Bush. This guy's like a Hitler. He don't want to be a president.
This guy's like Hitler? The president's like, he's a tyrant.
Highway or the highway.
What has he done? What's he done that's been like a tyrant?
Alan, I've said my piece.
What? I don't blame you for not wanting to debate me any further. I'd give up too if I were you. But tell me what he said. What has he said? What is he, Ton? If you would just shut your pie hole for 1 second, we can actually have a two-way conversation. What has he said that makes you think he's a tyrant?
What? Oh, okay. Let's see. Forcing Obamacare down.
He didn't force it. It was done by representative government. It was representative government, sir.
Well, he's afraid of the Middle East, but he picks.
He's afraid of the Middle East.
He's a big man in America. He can do what he wants.
Yeah, you're a big man on the phone yelling at me. You're a big fan. I bet in person you'd be a pussycat.
Overseas.
I bet if I met you in person, you'd be a little pussycat.
He He don't want to offend the Muslims. Oh, my God. They're burning down churches. It's okay. What if we burn down some mosques? Is that okay?
Who says it's okay to burn down churches?
Is it okay?
Who says it's okay to do either?
We're letting them do it over there.
Who's doing what?
Isn't he cutting money from the Egyptian military, but he's going to back up? That's going to give them more power on the Brotherhood, the Muslims.
Look, Don, you're an older man. I'm a little worried about you having a heart attack here. So would you please calm down?
I'll save it till I'm done with you.
All right, do calm down. Have some decaf when we get off the phone. Have a nice beverage.
Scotch. Okay.
Calm yourself down.
Food stamps and have a nice night.
You too, lovely.
Bye-bye, sweetie.
The only people who don't want to disclose the truth are people with something to hide.
On this show, we'll roll back the clock. We'll roll back the sunshine in the sky. Back. Season after season. As the old grow young and go inside their parents. And the animals and the spirits and the blood of our ancestors ran through the river. I've come today to tell you a story about family, about love, honor, and commitment, about a pure way of life, without all the mechanisms. There was a great brave that had taken many lives. He had fought tirelessly against another tribe. He had grown old and weak. They were sure that he had ingested a bad spirit, for he lay close to death. And so the entire tribe met for a council. The brave son, who was 14, asked to speak. He was recognized by the old man. The chief isn't the king, he's just respected for his wisdom. The boy stands, a symbol of attention. He raises his fist, points it at the sky. I give this oath. If the spirit of the trees, the beasts of the fields, and their blood which runs through our bodies as though our ancestors, I will give 100 pieces of flesh for my father to recover and become the brave he was. The council was shocked. Many times teenagers had made bold claims. Well, Indians were just people. So the old guys got together and they talked about it. They said, what should we do? What should we do? If you take 100 pieces of flesh, he'll die. You can't. You can't. You must let him out of it. He's just a boy. He didn't know what he was doing. Let's ask the old man. So the old chief, blind and incontinent, has the story told to him again because he's forgotten. Then he thinks for a moment and says something they didn't want to hear. He says, "It is not right to make a vow to gods and spirits and ancestors. The boy must follow through. 100 pieces of flesh must fall." Well, the family was shattered. And as night began to fall, it got dark. They began to gather. The young boy was shitting. He was scared to death. But he wanted to save his dad. So he kneeled in front of everyone. Everyone held their breath as this heavy-set ant approached him with a quill off a cactus. The boy, brave, trying to honor his family, held out his arm. And so it began. Slowly she pricked a small sample of the boy's flesh. He was crying in silence, gritting his teeth. Everyone's watching, holding their breath. The pressure's tremendous, they can't take it. It's completely silent except for the sound of the fire. Blood begins to pour. The boy's knees begin to knock and he falls to the ground. Everyone gasps and the women in the crowd begin to cry. That's enough! That's enough! Stop this! He's too young. The old man said, "No. The gods must be appeased. It was a vow." So the women of the group began to talk and said, "This is not right. But what can we do?" This is what they did. The boy's aunts, his cousins, his great aunts, and his grandmother, each one, stood and took 10 on each arm. And that boy's father made an amazing recovery. He was able to go on a buffalo hunt that winter. And that young boy, with his 10 marks of flesh, forever bonded with the sisters, mothers, aunts, and cousins of his family. That boy grew up to be an honorable warrior. That boy grew up to honor his family. He actually knew his history. It meant something. Now I know it's probably a stupid story, but it was told to me by my grandmother. Later, those Indians were decimated by smallpox-infected blankets. The Spaniards would strip the Indians down and put them inside cannons and shoot them off. They were considered less than Negroes at the time, and Negroes were slaves.
Ooh, sit back, enjoy the ride. Welcome to the Rocket Radio Show.
Crazy! Hold on!